Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome back to Northern Maple, where we discover the unfiltered truths of Canada's past, present, and future from coast to coast, breaking the silence. Today, we're diving into the history of the World Economic Forum, the WEF, and its enigmatic founder, Klaus Schwab. From a small gathering in the Swiss Alps to a global powerhouse, the WEF has sparked admiration, but also suspicion. As this is our first episode on the WEF, we're going to start by exploring how this organization came to be and what drives its influence. Let's begin with Klaus Schwab. He was born in 1938 in Ravensburg, Germany. Growing up during World War II, Schwab saw a world torn apart. His father, Eugene, ran an industrial firm that supplied equipment including, and not limited to, the Nazi regime. It is not unreasonable to assume that Schwab's early exposure to power and industry shaped his pragmatic worldview. After the war, Schwab excelled. He earned a doctorate in mechanical engineering from the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. He later added a doctorate in economics and a master's in public administration from Harvard in the 1960s. At Harvard, Schwab was mentored by the one and only Henry Kissinger, a key figure in global politics. Kissinger introduced Schwab to elite networks and realist diplomacy, shaping his vision for cross-sector collaboration. Kissinger's emphasis on pragmatic global governance and strategic thinking influenced Schwab's ability to position the WEF as a central hub for global elite coordination. By 1971, Schwab, a then 33-year-old professor in Geneva, published Modern Enterprise Management in Mechanical Engineering. He introduced the concept of stakeholder capitalism, arguing businesses should serve not just shareholders, but also employees, communities, and you guessed it, governments. In a profit-driven era, this was bold. This was Schwab's blueprint for an elite network, one that could steer global agendas. Whether visionary or calculated, this idea became the WEF's foundation. In 1971, Schwab launched the European Management Forum, the WEF's precursor in Geneva. The first meeting, held in Davos, Switzerland, drew 450 European executives to learn American management techniques. Supported by the European Commission, it was modest but ambitious. By 1987, it rebranded as the WEF, signaling a global mission. Davos became the place for the world elites, presidents, CEOs, even celebrities, discussing trade, technology, and climate. Today, the annual meeting hosts about 3,000 attendees with corporate membership fees ranging anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million Canadian dollars. Funded by 1,000 multinational corporations, the WEF is a corporate political nexus. Schwab is a clever visionary with an uncanny ability to anticipate global challenges and act swiftly to position the WEF as a solutions hub. From leveraging the Club of Rome's 1972 warnings on resource scarcity to championing stakeholder capitalism, Schwab consistently foresaw potential issues like environmental crises and technological disruption, leveraging them to justify the WEF's growing influence. His prompt actions, such as launching initiatives, cemented his reputation as a proactive architect of elite-driven global agendas. The Club of Rome's 1972 report, The Limits to Growth, profoundly influenced the WEF by shaping its focus on global challenges and sustainability, themes central to Klaus Schwab's vision. Published just a year after the WEF's founding, the report used computer modeling to warn of resource depletion, environmental degradation, and economic collapse if population growth continued unchecked. Its call for global cooperation among leaders aligned with Schwab's stakeholder capitalism, which emphasized collaboration across sectors. The WEF, inspired by this urgency, began integrating environmental and social issues into its agenda, evident in early Davos meetings discussing resource scarcity and later initiatives like Global Competitiveness Report. The report gave the WEF a framework to position itself as a coordinator of global solutions, enhancing its influence over policy and corporate elites. While the WEF adapted these ideas to align with its business-oriented approach, the Club of Rome's report provided a critical intellectual foundation for its mission. The WEF's influence grew through initiatives like the Global Competitiveness Report, ranking nations' economic performance, and the Global Gender Gap Report, tracking equality. Its Young Global Leaders program, launched in 2004, has trained over 1,400 figures, including Justin Trudeau, Chrystia Freeland, and even Jagmeet Singh. This is no mere network, it's a system to shape a global elite group aligned with WF goals. The WF is a control center, not just a conference organizer. Supporters say the WF fosters solutions to global problems. However, critics warn it concentrates power among unelected elites, sidelining ordinary voices. Posts on X echo this, with some users calling Davos a billionaires club. The WF's impact is vast. It's launched initiatives like the Schwab Foundation for Social Entrepreneurship, co-founded with his wife Hildy in 1998, supporting social innovators. Schwab's book, like The Fourth Industrial Revolution, framed technology's global role, while COVID-19, the Great Reset, sparked heated debate. The Great Reset outlines a centralized global order, using the pandemic to push digital and economic control over populations. Controversies surround the WF. In 2004, its CEO resigned over undisclosed payments from a French firm, fueling transparency concerns, and ex posts amplify this. With unverified claims of CIA funding and ties to figures like George Soros, these lack evidence and should be scrutinized, but they reflect public unease. In April of 2025, Schwab stepped down as chairman, succeeded by Peter Breivik. I'm not going to try that one. I cannot say that. Some say this wasn't just a retreat, it was a calculated decision to protect the WF's reputation and Klaus Schwab's legacy among mounting scrutiny, especially as the board launched an independent investigation after a whistleblower letter alleged financial and ethical misconduct, including misuse of WF resources by Schwab and his wife. Schwab's legacy is polarizing. To some, he is a visionary uniting leaders for progress. To many others, though, he's the architect of an elite-driven system. The WF's role in shaping policy on climate, AI, health touches us all, yet its closed-door nature invites questions. What's my opinion on Klaus Schwab and the WF? Klaus Schwab has a remarkable knack for anticipating global challenges, swiftly positioning the WF to address them, building a powerful network of elites that shapes international agendas. The WF has facilitated diplomacy between warring nations and connected brilliant minds, fostering impactful ideas. But does its agenda truly aim to benefit all humanity, or does it centralize power for a global elite? What exactly is the Club of Rome, the organization that played a role in shaping the WF's vision? And what has the WF really achieved over the past 5 decades? Well, we'll dive into these questions and more in coming episodes, so stay tuned for those episodes. My question to you, what do you make of Klaus Schwab and the WF? Supporters see a platform tackling global challenges, poverty, climate, inequality, but critics see an unelected body of elites steering the world for the benefit of those elites. Also, if you want to learn more about the about the WF and Klaus Schwab, I highly encourage you read Ernst Wolf's book, World Economic Forum, The Global Shadow. Wolf is a reputable journalist, and he did an excellent job of sticking to the facts and providing an abundance of references. That's it for today. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you on Saturday, where we will be doing our roundup of this week's news highlights. Just to give you a little teaser, we will be discussing Trump's recent claims that Canada is considering becoming the 51st state. And on that note, take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.